Hello pilot and welcome to Star Wars Squadrons, and today I'm gonna teach you how to make the best Imperial fighter that you'll ever see. Now you might be like, aye, Turtle, what is this? This is a bomber, that's not a fighter. I'm gonna tell you, yes, that is correct. This is a bomber. But the bomber, let me tell you, it's one of the best bombers you'll ever see. Now you might be thinking, well, Turtle, a fighter and a bomber, completely different. Yes, I know the TIE bomber is called TIE bomber. It's very efficient at destroying big capital ships and so on. However, the TIE bomber in dogfights can be outfitted to really be a very good dogfighter. Now, let's go over the loadout real quick. You can make this very easy. It's very fast to get everything you need for this in dogfight, and it's very strong. Now, some maps this loadout is never going to be the same or the same efficiency. However, so far, most of the times that I've played with this loadout in any map, I've done very well. Right. Now you might be thinking, okay. So in the loadout here, we have the primary weapon, the rotary cannon. It's not the guided one. The reason why we don't want to go for the guided one is because the rotary cannon, when it's not guided, does a lot of damage. Like, we're talking a lot of damage. And it's definitely worth keeping, and if you learn how to fly with this, you're going to be very efficient. Now, our left auxiliary, you can put this on right if you want to, it's the Seeker Mine. And on the right auxiliary, we have the Goliath Missile. Now, the reason why we have the Seeker Mine is because that the bomber isn't as agile as an interceptor or a fighter. So, what you do is that, let's say somebody outturns you and they keep getting on your tail, what you do is you try to find a little funnel, let's say a hole in a wreck, a tunnel. You fly in there, or you try to, like, you know, fly around some cover and drop the mine off. You want to drop the mine off where it's very hard to avoid, or if you want to use it offensively, you can fly into a cluster of enemies, drop the mine. It's a seeker mine, it will follow them until they die, or until it's destroyed, or until you drop another one, or until you're dead. So, the mine can be used offensively and defensively. It's a very good defensive tool for sure. Usually when I use it is when an enemy is looking on me with missiles and they're behind me. I try to fly in some direction where I can see that they're directly behind me, drop the mine, fly off, and most of the time, I would say maybe 40% of the time, it will kill the person behind you. If you now use that in like a hole in a wreck or a tunnel, you'll kill them almost 80 or 90% of the time with that seeker mine. Now, the right auxiliary, the Goliath Missile. Now, the Goliath Missile is not really a anti-fighter missile, however, it is a very strong missile. This thing goes big bada boom and destroys everything very close to it, and it's an insta-kill if you hit somebody with it. Now, the reason why I have this equipped instead of like the multi-lock-on missile is because you can dumbfire the missile as well. So what I've done sometimes is that if somebody's right behind me, you can dumbfire it into a wall right next to you. Usually you don't kill yourself with these things somehow. You can kill the guy behind you. And that's great. Or you can lock it onto somebody and you just shoot it after them, and if it destroys, or if it gets destroyed mid-direction, it's going to explode and make a big explosion. Maybe kill other people on the enemy team. I don't know, it's just very damn efficient. Now, countermeasures, I haven't really looked into this too much. However, I found that the chaff particles works the best for me. I haven't really, you know, fluffed about with the countermeasures. However, the anti-lock countermeasure I found is not very useful. It's better to let the enemy drain their missiles so you can, you know, stop having missiles thrown at you. So I feel like the chaffs are perfect for this. Or you can use the ones where you deploy the decoys. However, I found chaffs, at least so far, to be most useful for me. When we go to the passive components, the hull, I have it as standard. Now, the reason for this is because you could, in theory, change this to a more HP pool, but you don't really need it, because you're not very agile, you're not ever going to properly compete, and if you take a stronger hull, you're going to be harder to maneuver, and more of a bomber, and easier to shoot down. So instead of being easier to shoot down, I keep it standard. You do lose a little bit of health on this next component, the engine, the unstable engine. This thing is great. Now, the reason why it's great, it might sound a bit weird, and when you look at it, it's like, well, it doesn't give that much boosts or buffs, and it nerfs my health by 20%. Well, listen this. The unstable engine has a passive ability that when you die, the thing goes a boom, big boom. And I've actually had a few times where I die, and the engine gets the kill on the guy that killed me. And that's great. And why wouldn't you want as many chances as possible to kill your enemy? So if they're too close to you and they kill you, they die. If they're a little bit behind, not paying too much attention, and they lock a missile and you drop a mine, they die. If you manage to flip around, fire a Goliath missile on them, they die. And if they dodge it and you get your guns on them with a rotary cannon, and you boost your guns and you boost power to damage, they die very fast. The gameplay in the background should have showcased all of this stuff while I've been rambling about. And my goodness, you should definitely try this TIE bomber loadout. In the, in fleet battles it feels a little bit different. And I don't know why. It might be latency, but sometimes when I shot at people it didn't really register. I don't know what that is all about. However, in dogfights, when there's a smaller scale, less things to render or, calculate for the video game, it seems to work. It's so good. Definitely try it out. Tell me in the comments how you feel that loadout works for you. This loadout for the Rebellion ship doesn't work as efficiently because the TIEs seem to have a little bit more damage. The Rebels have more focus on having shields. And well, this TIE bomber loadout will demolish any shields and demolish your morale as a rebel soldier. Nice. Anyways, if you like this loadout and video, please be sure to click a like, leave a comment down below. And until next time, I'm the Turtle. I'd love to see you subscribe with those notifications flipped right on. And until next time, I'll fly a TIE bread fighter. Or a TIE toaster or something, I don't know. Until then, have a good one. Look at the score. What? Wow. I didn't even die. No. I feel like I got little kills at the end though, because I didn't find anybody. Did I? Dude, with a bomber with